Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 29th day of December, 2022. I hope you're safe and healthy today on this Thursday. I hope your family is safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field along with the first responders every day trying to save lives. And those that pick up garbage to keep streets and sidewalks, highways, parks, buildings, stairwells clean. Those also that make deliveries for our convenience, things we take for granted like food and water, as well as mail. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here doing the important work of helping to rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and the children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Those that are also working to recover those who are victims of prostitution and child prostitution. Those who are victims of pornography and child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses upon the perpetrators, double curses upon the profiteers, and double curses on the perverts that create such a heinous industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and mostly children on the streets of the United States of America right now, and there are millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, there's a scheduled basketball game tonight. The New York Knicks are scheduled at 8 o'clock Eastern Time to play the San Antonio Spurs tonight in San Antonio. Right now, as we know, R.J. Barrett is going to be out tonight. The hand laceration must be more serious than we had first anticipated. I didn't hear about it being broken bones, but apparently it's something that could possibly be infectious, so he has to sit out maybe as much as a week. That's a big loss. That's a big loss for the Knicks. He has pretty much been steady as a rock as far as availability during his career. Of course, nobody plays 82 games anymore, so now he's going to miss a few this coming week with this situation. So he is out. Now you have Jalen Brunson listed as questionable today, and pretty much we know Obi is still out. I didn't think he was going to come back in 2 or 3 weeks. I think they said they were going to reevaluate or evaluate in 2 or 3 weeks. That injury, from my understanding, takes about 6 weeks at least to heal. So he probably be out, as I thought, until at least around Martin Luther King Day game, somewhere around there. Has to come back hopefully a week or so before that to get himself running again, get himself at least a little bit acclimated. Jalen Brunson is listed as questionable, which means that there's more of a likelihood that he plays unless he can't move. If he can move, if he doesn't have broken bone or a torn ligament, he is playing. That's just how Jalen Brunson is. So we probably will get Jalen Brunson. So let's look at it in two ways. Let's say we do have Jalen Brunson available and we don't have R.J. Barrett. If you're going to pay attention to what Tom Thibodeau is doing and not try to inculcate your own thing into it and get yourself frustrated, because I know everybody's thinking, well, Cam Reddish. Well, we might see a Cam sighting, but it's unlikely, in my view, based on what we know about Tom Thibodeau. So if R.J. Barrett is out today, expect Quentin Grimes to start at the small forward spot. Expect Jalen Brunson to start alongside Emmanuel Quickley. So you're going to have Brunson, Quickley, and Grimes along with Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. There's your starting five. You're going to have more than likely Miles McBride, part of the bench crew with Jericho Sims, Isaiah Hartenstein, and probably Derrick Rose. That's probably what you're going to have today. Okay. Now, when you add those up, when you have McBride, Hartenstein, Sims, and Rose, now you have 9 guys, and that's the 9-man rotation. If one of those other guys gets hurt, if somebody gets in foul trouble, I think the next man up would be Cam Reddish. So that's, to me, what you're, in a realistic sense, what you're really going to see tonight. I kind of like the lineup as far as ball movement, as far as getting in a getting high pace, getting good pace. And I also like it as far as defensively because Barrett, Grimes is your best, him and Deuce are your best perimeter defender. So you can get Grimes in there with Brunson and Quick. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure about the pairing of Quick and Brunson. I like either of those guys with Deuce, especially Quickly. Quickly and Deuce play very well together. Brunson and Quickly. Quickly is an improved defender. Don't get me wrong. But Quickly, to me, even though he's not the truest form of a point guard and he's more of a two guard, he really does operate better with the ball in his hands. So when Brunson is on the floor with him, Brunson is going to have the ball in his hands. Quickly going to be an off-ball shooter. Now, it could work either. It could work and it might not work, but that's my only real concern. I have no problem with the trio of Brunson, Quickly, and McBride, circling in and out through that lineup like that. And I'm expecting to see a lot more McBride again, at least 15 minutes. But it looks like if Tom's going to do what I think he's going to do, which is start Brunson, start Quickly, and start Grimes, Deuce is going to get way more than 15 minutes. He's going to probably get 30 minutes today. If Brunson cannot play, there's a higher probability of some of you getting your Cam fetish on, because if Brunson cannot play today, you're going to start Quickly and Grimes. You're going to start Quickly and Grimes. Now, Barrett will not start. You'll probably start Quickly, Grimes, and Deuce. That's probably going to be what you have. You're going to get Quickly, Grimes, and Deuce. Okay, and that's not a bad thing. And then you'll have Derrick Rose coming in as a third guard option there. And then you can have Sims and Hartenstein. Now, that's only 8. And come on, let's be real. You know and I know Tibbs has no problem playing 8. He has no problem doing it. Okay? But if you're going to get a Cam sighting, there's 2 possibilities we've just mentioned. One, if Jalen Brunson plays and is able to give us his normal 30, 35 minutes, and he doesn't, and people get into foul trouble, anybody gets in foul trouble, you can probably see a Cam sighting. Or 2, if Brunson doesn't play and there's only 8 guys, you might get a Cam sighting. Those are if you're looking for Cam, you might get him that way. Okay, there's a possibility. If I'm Cam, I'm getting ready. I'm getting shots up. I'm running a little bit, getting on the bike. I'm making sure I'm ready, because you could be called upon today in San Antonio. He may not be. It's just as equal a possibility he gets a DNP-CD again today. I can almost guarantee you Derrick Rose is going to play today. So that's the next guy up for Tom Thibodeau. Derrick Rose will play tonight. So you're going to get Derrick Rose either in a role supporting after Deuce McBride, or you're going to get Derrick Rose, again, if Deuce McBride has to start because both Brunson and RJ are out, now you're going to get Derrick Rose coming in behind them as well. So Derrick Rose is going to play. The question is, will Cam Reddish play? And again, that's depending on those factors, either foul trouble, or if there really is only 8 guys and Tom decides he needs to, which he really should. I agree with some of y'all. He really should. I have no problem with a 9-man rotation. I don't. Some of y'all be tripping about the 9-man rotation. That's standard NBA procedure. If you don't know it, you don't know the NBA. But 8 on the road, I'd like to see some Cam. That would make sense. So if you add Cam to, if this again, Brunson's not playing, Brunson doesn't play. This is only if he doesn't play. So then you're going to get Quickly, Grimes, McBride, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. You're going to have Hartenstein and Sims. They cover the front court with the power forward center spot. And then you're going to have Derrick Rose. You're going to need a Cam. So I can see Cam, if Brunson doesn't play, we should see a Cam shot sighting. I think that. Okay, now, of course, I'm not going to jump on the bridge, off the bridge, and go crazy like some of y'all are going to do if you don't see Cam today. But if Brunson plays, then the Cam sighting diminishes, because you can get 9 guys without Cam. Okay, you can get 9 players without Cam. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens here. It's going to be interesting. I do like the Knicks' chances against San Antonio. San Antonio is always dangerous because of the fact that they're coached by Greg Popovich, one of the, probably in my opinion, the 4 greatest coaches in the history of the NBA. Okay, you're talking about Red Auerbach, you're talking about Pat Riley, you're talking about, as far as the greatest, there's a lot of great coaches, but in terms of the greatest, Red Auerbach, Pat Riley, and then of course, then we're talking about Popovich, to me. some you might throw in a couple of names here and there. Lenny Wilkens comes to mind. First black coach to win, aside from Bill Russell. No, it's Bill Russell and then Lenny Wilkens won NBA championships as black head coaches. And Lenny Wilkens had been, I don't know if he still is, the most winningest coach in the history of the NBA. So you're talking about probably, if you have a Mount Rushmore, you're probably talking about Riley, Auerbach, Popovich, and probably Lenny Wilkens, and not necessarily in that order. But so my point is, Popovich is one of the greatest coaches to ever do it. So anytime you have that kind of guy, basketball genius type of dude on the sidelines, you always have a chance. And he has made stars, in my opinion, out of more players than anybody in the modern era. In past times, you had other coaches, like some of the guys I mentioned, that also did that. But as far as making stars out of people you never heard of or people that somebody else might have drafted later or never drafted, that's great Popovich. So they're 11-23 right now. I wouldn't sleep on them. They're 11-23. They, as far as standings, they're not in the top of the standings right now. They're as far as the Western Conference is concerned, they're next to the bottom. The only team below them is Houston, and so they're 5-5 in their last 10. So I'm not saying, and let me tell you something. This is the NBA. Nothing is easy in the NBA. But if the Knicks come to play, they're youngins like they did the last game. Believe me, they'll learn from their mistakes. They're going to grow and learn. That's what I'm saying. Some people are always looking to make some quick decisions. Trade this one, fire this one, make this move now. You don't have to do that. When you're trying to build long-term sustainable winners, you make your decisions, you make your moves judiciously. Okay, with long-term view in mind, not short-term. So that in mind, let these guys continue to play. You might get some other disappointing losses, but you're going to get some victories, and these kids are going to learn, and they'll continue to develop. And that's what you want. If you want long-term sustainable win. If you don't, then you shouldn't even be on this channel, because that's the way I talk. Long-term sustainable. Not quick fire tips, not quick trade this guy, not quick go get this guy. No. Long-term sustainable winning. Long-term planning. Long-term development. That's how you build a long-term winner. Okay? So right now, let's let these kids come in here. It's actually a good opportunity. To me, anytime you're going to be able to get Mitchell Robinson, Quentin Grimes, and Deuce McBride on the floor together for 20 minutes, you got a really good chance of winning that basketball game. I'm picking the Knicks to win tonight. I don't want to know about how much. I don't even care. If it's 1 point, if it's 40 points, I don't care, because I just want the Knicks to win. So that would be win one on this road trip. I expect the Knicks to go 2-1 in this road trip. Right now, as we know, they just lost a heartbreaker in Dallas. I'm expecting them to come into San Antonio ready to go and ready to play at Tom Thibodeau style defense and at Tom Thibodeau style rebounding. And I want them to control the basketball. I want them to keep the turnovers to a minimum, which the guys they have do generally, and then continue to play as they play. I'm expecting Julius Randle has spoiled me. I'm expecting Julius Randle to come in with 25 and 10 at least tonight. I'm expecting to keep those turnovers low, get rid of that basketball and not hold on to it. That's what he's been doing this season, more than any other season. And I followed Julius Randle since he came out of Kentucky. I did not follow him at Kentucky, but when he came to the Lakers, from his Lakers to the New Orleans, and then from New Orleans to New York. And I've always felt he was a turnover waiting to happen. He was never a great defender. He was never a great three-point shooter. He had tremendous talent, but lacking discipline. And that's why the Lakers let him walk, because they gave up on him. Okay, they didn't even. It wasn't like they traded him for Anthony Davis. He wasn't part of that package. He left before that. So, but in all fairness, in the 3 years he's been here, he has greatly improved. Tom Thibodeau has helped him a lot. Now, yes, did Tom Thibodeau give him too much rope? Yes, he did. But overall, right now, anybody has to admit Julius Randle is playing all NBA level basketball, all-star basketball. I expect him to be an all-star this year. I expect Jalen Brunson probably be an all-star. I would have said the same with RJ. This week is going to be critical for him missing a week, because RJ usually starts so slow that he's not noticed until after the all-star break. But this year, this last 10 games, he's been on a tear. So if he was to be able to come back, let's say next week, and run like he's been running for the last 10 games, he might make the all-star team as a reserve. But teams don't really like to give 3 guys on one team to the all-star. It's just a political thing. They don't like to do that. They like to really they'll put 2, especially if you Like if you're not a top 2 seed, killing. Like if you're in the Celtics can get 3. If maybe Milwaukee, if they were gonna pick 3, right? But not a 6 seed. They wouldn't put 3 of your guys on the All-Star team. So more than likely, you're talking about Brunson and Randall. I expect both of them to be All-Stars. I'm expecting Randall to be one, if he continues to play like this, one of the All-NBA teams should be Julius Randle as well. So he's playing that good about basketball. To me, this is the best ball he's played in his whole career. 2 years ago was the best at that time. He's better now because he's not turning the ball over as much as he used to. He's getting rid of it because he has a point guard. Okay. And even I noticed when Brunson wasn't playing, against Dallas, he trusted the point guard. He trusted Deuce. He trusted Quick. He trusted Grimes. He trusts these guys now. Julius. That's big because before all he trusted was Alfred Payton. And then after that, in that year, he only trusted Reggie Bullock. And that was it. Now he's a little different. Okay. So he still has tendencies to go, off script, but it's less now. Okay. And that's big. So I'm expecting him to come 25-10 today. I'm expecting some defensive hustle like he was showing. I'm expecting to get rid of that basketball. That's going to be good. If he goes off, Julius, because he is talented, has the ability to take over a basketball game. He's done it before. Okay, we've seen that, with all of his negatives, we've seen him take over games. He has the ability to do that. So if he comes with that tonight, okay, we got to win, period. End of story. He could take over a basketball game. So if he does that, we're great. Right? Mitch Rob been playing at an all-NBA defensive level this year. He missed, I think he missed 4 games so far this year. Maybe, let me just see here. I think he missed 4 games. He's played most of the games this year. So, I think he's played 27 games this year. He's played in 27 games, and the Knicks have played a total of, 34? So he missed 7 games so far. Mitch Roberts had a good season. Monster offensive rebounder, probably top 3 in the NBA, an offensive rebounding, playing great defense, the anchor of defense for the Knicks. So I'm expecting to continue to do that. San Antonio is they have Podol at their center spot. Is he playing today? Let me just double check that, because Podol is really not a problem for Mitchell Robinson. He's not a problem for Mitchell Robinson. He's a decent player, yeah. Podol, and then Zach Collins, and then Charles Bassett. I think Mitch Rob could have a good night tonight. If the refs don't take him out as far as foul trouble, I think he can have a good night. Trey Jones starts at the point guard for San Antonio, one of the 2 Jones brothers that come out of Duke. Devin Vassell, guy I really liked coming out the year that he came out. He's day-to-day. Keldon Johnson's another really good player. He's day-to-day. And, of course, there's Jeremy Sohan, who to me is the second coming of Dennis Rodman. He's a rookie. Not a great offensive threat at this stage, but can play some defense and can rebound the basketball. So, this is not going to be a cakewalk, but I think we can win this basketball game. I think we can. So, tonight, Knicks against San Antonio. I'll be watching myself. I'm not sure what we're doing after the game as far as a podcast or whatever, but I'm liking the Knicks for a win here. So, anyway, y'all enjoy. Be safe out there. Shalom.